Alrighty. We're super live. We're live as heck. Great. In a standing position today. I rocking a brand. We had a pretty decent team meeting today, and the wind down of Infinicore will begin. It always feels like there's not enough time in the day. So if you squeeze together just a little bit of time for something that you want to do, you can always do it. So I figured let's go stream. It's been like 10 days, if not a little bit more. It's currently May now. I mean June. Tons have happened. Kind of deeply regretful about a couple things, but we just got to do better. And mainly, the reason for this distress is because I missed this down move. We missed the gigantic play. This was a single gigantic play of the year that we did not capitalize on. There were multiple gigantic plays, but this one by far was the most the most strength. We did actually get to get a small piece of it, but the main theory was not thought through, which is why I was not able to fully appreciate the move. So really the idea is, Iman, you're going to have to go through some of my ranting here. Let me just share the screen. Are you currently watching the stream? That's cool. What's up, man? I'm really just taking some time out so I could talk through and decompress. Plus, it's been a while. There's a lot of things that happened. During this last week, we basically identified so many key things, and it's in the Discord. I will need to find the time to review that, but it's okay. What we're doing here today is reviewing. I've already kind of started on some TradingView stuff, and hey, give me a shout out in the chat here. I see you. All right, cool. I'll check the chat frequently, so if you have any questions or whatever, let me know. But yeah, I think being able to we need to be more consistent if we're going to catch these gigantic trades. And so gigantic plays rather. Let's just run through exactly what happened and what the anticipation was. I am not lying to you when I tell you that these are the specific moments that I guess predicted, because that's what we're trying to do. We're always trying to predict a future price, right? So we'll go to the SPY, maybe SPX since it's a bigger number. Hey, and we have some alerts from MindTrader. Yeah, let's take a look at it. It's kind of crazy, right? This is the single biggest drop. Let's do it on a daily. The single biggest drop. Let's consider these 3 days. 3%. That's a lot. This here is 2% in one day, which is very a lot. Today was a 3% drop. So I guess today was the biggest drop. And this is off the top. right? Back in February, when we went through that really insane downturn and then big upswing, this would have been the biggest. And it was not even 2%. So this is literally the most gigantic play that we should have been able to play. Okay. And there are multiple reasons. I'll mark this out. So June 17th, I guess I'll put it on the line here, is going to be first rate cut. Whether it's a rate cut, if it's a hike, it actually might be bullish for stocks. Typically, when you have a new Fed chair, the first 6 months after the first 2 months, not so good because trying to feel out who this person is. And then the first rate cut after a series of hikes will it's good in the long term because it's good for the monetary policy. But for whatever reason, the stat goes the first 6 months causes down, right? And so that's being decided next week. And then there was SpaceX. SpaceX is due to IPO on the 12th. And this, I believe, like I was kind of pretty. This is just thought process, but I do think that something like a SpaceX, which is the main event that everyone's knew was going to happen at this time, even last year, is going to signal for a top. Then the third thing, right? I call this the top, is that we've really done a crazy number over the course of 2 months, right? 20% is too crazy. I do like that it's bouncing and reverting over here. It's just this does not look promising at all. Like we come back up, maybe we do that. And MindTrader, same thing, right? On June 5th, which was the day we kind of came down. You want to short sell below. We should have, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to charts. Anyways, let's not talk about the past. There's still a future ahead of us, and the future can be down. It actually can be very down. Dr. Profit, our macro trade extraordinaire, he's been short since down here, and he not levered, but he kind of dollar cost averaged up here. I believe like his last one was here or was here, whatever. So he probably has a dollar cost average of about here, which makes sense to be our first bounce point, right? And then so if we're looking at a bounce, what would the bounce look like? Probably a big one. And then something like that, maybe. So plenty of opportunities. We just need to be diligent. So these are not the only three things, right? We came up 20%, up 20%. Lots of. And then we have this fourth reason, which is like this is a lower high. So I believed that since we came down and bounced, we marked a lower high. So there's all of this. I guess this you don't have to consider yet because this is new information. But these three are important. And what's the and? There's an and. Oh, yes. I think I like to play these concepts. They've worked out basically very frequently. Let's Let's even talk to Gemini about it. Gemini. Um, what is the stat about uh first and last 2 days of the month being green stock market? Okay, we'll let that one run. So basically, it's like the first 2 days and the last 2 days of the month are typically good days, green days, meaning over the course of history, it's those the closing days and the opening days of the month do well. So I figured that on June 3rd, we were not going to do well. So I started shorting. I opened up a couple of shorts. We hedged, we made some money on it. I think I covered it over the last stream. But I did not hold it long enough. So because I wasn't thinking, I was just thinking, hey, one reason, one confluence point, right? Which is June 2nd, confluence point. First 2 days green, then red, right? That was the only point that I was actually thinking when I was opening up those small shorts. Now, if we had all of these and I was reviewing the Discord and kind of having a good idea of what we should do and positioning for a gigantic play, we would have done more. And also back here, maybe 2 weeks prior, like somewhere May 19th, maybe it was, I think it was here. Back here, I shorted huge. I shorted very big. It was like 65,000 or something, and I got tore through. Oh, it was probably here, honestly. Yeah, I got tore through. Yep, over 14 days. So when I restarted the short, I didn't put nearly as much. So because also I wasn't reading into all of the different things, like being educated and then having and reminding yourself what your ideas are, and having you help me remind what our ideas are and positioning for that gigantic play, me putting more live streams out. I think that's going to help us because I lost like 25,000 here, but if we open it here and we hold it a little bit longer, just maybe 2 days longer than when I closed it, that 65 would turn into like, I don't know, like at least 150, if not more, right? It's all timing, right? Especially when you're shorting the market and you're hedging. Because if I opened it here and then I held it to here, actually, we wouldn't be up. We would probably lose more than what the 25. So the fact that I was able to open it here, I just didn't have the same conviction because I wasn't reviewing the confluence and the Discord. So very important. I almost stopped talking about gigantic plays over the last month. So it's a busy thing, but we will get back on this. And it looks like there's still some potential here to the move because Dr. Profit is fully bearish, right? He has his full short on the stock market already with an average. He's down pretty heavy. But on Bitcoin, on the other hand, he shorted the exact top, which was, I mean, wow, this looks pretty awesome. Which was here. We kind of shorted it for a second, but we never got it. He closed all of his positions, his long positions that he got from 3073. This is all documented, right? We read them on Telegram, and I'm sure you're reading them on the Telegram as well. He closed all his positions here, and then he got fully allocated in his short right here. So and he's messing with like millions of dollars, right? 21% on $1 million is $200,000. So he's doing very well for the Bitcoin short, but he's down, let's say, $100,000 on this S&P short. He's still up overall. Very patient guy. We should read some of his stuff. I have 112 messages that I have to read from him. I just keep falling behind, So being able to get your help on this is would be I'd be very grateful for that, right? We'd be able to be on top. I think that's the idea here. Our mission when we started this in February is to be able to get to these gigantic trades, right? We don't need to trade every day. We don't even need to trade every week. We just need to key in on these gigantic moments and then fire hard. We accomplish that 3 or 4 times. Maybe we miss once and we hit 3 times, and that'll make a whole year's salary. Um, so this move is not over yet. It just potentially only started. So we'll see what the market gives us. And don't let the short-term things bother us, right? Let's pay attention to the people that we respect and their opinions. Let's take our opinions and formulate it, and then let's stick with it and place our bets where we feel like it's appropriate, which I did up here. Um, After being hurt on this side, it was less, but with the combination of this, I believe I could have been able to get that confidence. So this is very textbook. What we're looking at here is a breakout of this median. So this is something like a moving average, and we popped into this reversion band, had this second, and then failed retesting. It's very possible that we go ahead and test the bottom side of this reversion band. We will see. And let's see what's going on with this guy, with our question with Gemini. Widely known market research, 4 to 5 day round window. The last 1 or 2 trading days of the month and the first 2 to 3 trading days of the next month. I heard this like many years ago, probably over like 10 years ago, and it stuck with me. Like these small things, they are confluence, right? And if we really looked at the moon analysis, like moon analysis could be another one, right? And literally, this is what I was asking them on this day. It doesn't tell you what day that I asked. I guess the 27th. So I'm somewhat active technically, and I believe this is when I opened some shorts. But it's actually telling you, da da da, hold and observe. Squeeze accelerates into May 28th. So May 28th, the squeeze. Let's see, where is this? Yeah, boom, that's a squeeze. And then 1, 2, 3, the following 3 days. Strong melt up. It's literally what's happening, right? And then we have to start de-risking. This is just about the moons. You don't want to fully base your decision making on this analysis, but if we compare it, it's pretty spot on, right? We've been melting up into the June 1st transition day. Expect the hangover, likely to stall out. Do nothing but watch for weakness. If the market open green and immediately fades, then our model is working. Do not buy the dip. And in June 2nd, it will start to bleed. So on June 2nd, literally, let's see, we had a little wick up on top here, right? We had this wick, and then, it's down since then. This is the moon phase. And we can actually check this on the moon phase. We'll add it. Why not? There. So apparently, we are going into a summer solstice, which actually sounds pretty bullish. Summer solstice. We had the full moon here. We got warned about this dump, and our next moon is going to happen. I don't like this cycle one. It doesn't actually play it out. 14 days typically. So right about here. Oh, we're close. we're pretty close to the next cycle. So we'll talk about it. What about now? Just like I said, it usually gives me an update on the next one. So that's another one, right? We have all these different confluences telling you, hey, it's going down. This could be a gigantic play. June, because you're overextended. May just ended. It's possible that this can happen in June, and it did. So this we would call moon cycle confluence. There. Okay. So many things. This lower high part is its own thing. So from here, we'll see. As you can see, we dumped here and recovered a little bit. That's actually not bullish. Hey, you don't have to watch this entire stream, right, Iman? Don't feel like, obligated. You can always watch it later. So if you have to go, just let me know and peace out. Unless you're hanging with Ziel and then you're both just watching me draw pictures on a chart. Do what you got to do. Okay. Look at it. Look at what it's saying. Like the beauty about Gemini is it's actually taking. I believe what it's doing is it's looking at the stock market too and comparing it. So it's giving us real-time updated information. Euphoria, yeah. This is really interesting. Like if we were just gonna follow the moon phase and print, I mean, is that how it's gonna work? Path to capitulation. So sellers are in control. Choppy. Yeah. Do nothing. Cash is your position. That's not necessarily true at this moment. Brings a wave of capitulation. So Friday, June 12th. So we're looking at, with SpaceX launching and everything, this could truly be a capitulation event. Scary. Scary. What we might want to be doing is shorting going into it, right? Like maybe something like this happens. Maybe. Let's see if it comes back around with this moon prediction. Seller exhausted. Absolute bottom of the wreckage on June 15th. June 15th, which would be right here. Okay. Possible. It is possible. Maybe we even come up higher than we thought we would in order to come down again. That is also possible. Okay. Execute longs, deploy cash. So on June 15th is when we're looking to deploy some capital. All right, we'll see. We'll see if this holds true. Gemini says to deploy capital. All right. Yeah, I don't hate that. Since we already have these lines marked out, we'll see an alert and then we can always revisit this one here, this chart. Okay. Great. So we have a good amount of alerts to go through. So I'll do that. And what I'm really trying to do is get back on the ball. I believe what I've been working towards this. So over the next days to weeks to months, what I'll be doing is doing the live streams. It's gonna be it's gonna be nighttime at your time, but in the afternoons when the market's open, I'll just live stream going through the Discord and uh, seeing what's happening in the market in real time. We'll keep checking the moon cycles and things like that. This is cool. And the goal is to just get a continual pulse on the market. We have here the journal pulled up, and the first thing I'll do is looking. I'd like to be able to one jump in on the market weakness. Two, identify the next gigantic play. So potentially, if this is going to play out, I'm not fully bearish. It's not like for sure it's going to go straight down, right? It can just come back up. So regarding this move, if it is to go back up again, then that would technically be the gigantic play. Right now, we're in the middle of. We've kind of gotten through the meat of the gigantic play move, just because premiums are super high now. If you want to start to short, you got to pay more for it. It's like tax for being late, but that's fine, right? We can always do that. We just need to identify whether or not it's up or down. Right now, there's huge volatility. So volatility, great time to play mean reversions. So at this moment, we mean reverted back up after this dump. It's possible that after a push higher a little bit, it's going to come back down again, especially on the SpaceX IPO. So it comes down into here, and then boom, a push to the upside. I think this is a good mean reversion, a 2% move to the upside. Who knows what's going to happen after? Maybe it goes up, maybe it goes down, but and maybe it does this instead. But I think this line here, the post IPO into the summer solstice new moon is a good gigantic play. So that would be the 15th from the 12th to the 17th. Okay. Eyeing June 12th to 17th. There. Yeah, great. I'm probably also going to create another sheet and clean that up, start to pull, just like how we create different channels in the Discord and then pull what we like and then delete what we don't. Same thing with this sheet, right? Over the course of these last 4 months, it's been a lot of trying things out and documenting. There's certain things that we probably don't need anymore. So summarizing it, like maybe we can keep this sheet as your transaction sheet still, and I'll pull a couple of those things, the important stuff, and start new again. And then, the thing that you should probably think about too is how we could work on that next sheet together. How can we calibrate in order to make this gigantic play work? And that's exactly what I was looking for here, gigantic play. Let's see. Tool sheet. Is that trading journal? All right, March 30th. New moon is on May 16th. And oh yeah, we haven't updated anything since here. Yeah, and so behind me, you'll see there's a piece of paper that is a piece of news for when Our president went to China. That's also another key piece of confluence that I was trying to eye is like, oh wow, like market feel like it felt like it topped out the day that Trump went to China. So Trump visits Xi here. So what happened was it did pull back basically immediately. Like it was here. I think it was here when yeah, it was way back. Oh yeah, not way back, but it was literally here. I shorted and it was like pretty annoying actually. Um I ended up closing my shorts literally at the top, but then it pushed up even higher. This is very typical of something that happens at the top, right? The top of a trend is you get this push and then a pullback. There's a catalyst for the pullback, and then a random liquidation event for short sellers to the upside. This is normal. So to kind of mark out some potential um highs and lows here, like this this seems pretty realistic to me. We might end up saying that this here is the top. We might have just made the top of at least the next 6 months, right? Look how these candles interact. This tip top here, like this is an SFP, right? A swing failure pattern is these three reversal candles. And on this move up, we kind of mean reverted up, but it tapped this exactly. It couldn't get above this area. So this is too many sellers, buyers exhausted, dump, right? I don't think we actually get to mind trader stop loss here. Like let's take the other one for example, right? Here, if you were gonna think that, so let's say you believe that this here was the top, right? Well, are there the same signals? This here was the wick. It comes up and has kind of this reversal doji, but it pops up again. And on the way up, it kind of sells off and doesn't gap, right? Big gap over here. You would want it to come up, maybe even fill a gap, and then come back down. That would be the idea here. What about previous top? You see this? It's like a rounded kind of shape, and this kind of marks it out. This is a supply area. We're sitting above it, but kind of couldn't hold it. This doesn't really look too good as a top, but not the SFP, but more of a rounded top. And it proved actually that we're going to hit all-time highs here. So technically, not a macro top. This, can it be a macro top? Well, at this moment, it looked like that could have happened. Head and shoulders. Create a little mountain there. So this candle tries to push through. The day closes right at this area, but we never get the gap fill. It opens, it explodes to the upside, and it breaks out of the gap, and then it just continues, right? This is good. This is I don't hate that. Now we have another gap. Are we going to fill that one? I don't know. I actually am not sure. Because if we get to this area, it doesn't make sense to be bearish. We could push into another all-time high. Um, but at the same time, though, that's kind of what you're looking for, right? Is a push up and coming back down. With this, with a hot, with the market being this hot, it may end up pushing up and filling this gap. But this is also an important zone. This here ends up being an unpassable area at the moment. So I'd like to see weakness from here. If not, then push up into this gap area. Then we'll figure it out. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to hit some shorts as we push into here, which would be as soon as tomorrow, really. But anyways, gigantic play. We are poised for a June 12th to June 16 SpaceX IPO plus I mean, I want to put new moon here, but I guess, yeah, new moon. New is boo, right? New is boo, full is bull. So far, we've been in a full moon cycle and getting thrashed. So, who knows? Who knows? Okay, all we're looking for is confluence here. Great. So Zeta, I guess, is a stock. Yeah. Never heard of it. We got the bell rung here. So on May 30th. Oh, let's see what happened May 30th. Right here. Kind of pushed up, retapped into this area. I mean, I don't know what Zeta is, but I don't mind getting it higher if it's really going to go up to 35. I'll keep an eye on Zeta. A lot of alerts, as you can tell, because market has been doing a lot of different swings. Bounced off of this buy zone after hitting the first target. Very interesting. Also don't know about this company. It does look pretty good. It's developing some sort of what do you call this? Wow. It's like an exponential curve. Okay, we'll leave that up. Silver was getting thrashed today. A bunch of alerts. This might actually be the right time to buy it. I have it all marked out. Had 3 alerts that was going nonstop. Very interesting how this happened, huh? Just everyone was talking about how silver was going to be the next thing. It just blow off top, came down to this area. Does it find a base? I'm not even too sure about that. But realistically, it has to find a bottom at some point. It's going to be higher than the previous low because there's a very clear reason why this happened, other than the manipulation and the squeeze. It was clearly a squeeze. But for now, I'm kind of keeping an eye on silver. I added 1 alert. So if it does, tag the alert to the upside, buy some. We already have some allocation in silver, but realistically, something like this should happen. It comes up, blow up top. The last time was $27. It went from 11 to 29, which is a lot. Comes all the way down to, let's see how far down it goes, 40%. And then slowly comes up, right? So this one's down nearly 50%. Yeah, barring any silver is bad for your health news, it should probably stabilize somewhere soon. 40s would be nice to get it. Always a buyer of MicroStrategy here. Leaps. Maybe. Probably not. I mean, we just hit the stop loss. I put this up. But what am I supposed to do with this? I'm not entirely sure. Because the state of crypto, I mean, yeah, maybe I should just be a buyer here. Previous cycles, all-time highs, lots of people, lots of institutionals purchased here. This is probably the place to buy MicroStrategy, to be honest. I'll put that on the list. I don't hate that idea. Alrighty, man. Take care. Have a good day. Enjoy your meal that you cooked. And thanks for tuning in. I should probably start moving my way out as well. This was helpful again. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're only here for 40 minutes for the last 10 days worth of craziness that's happened. So we're going to chip away at this slowly. One of the things that I'm going to add here is that MSTR is currently sitting at previous all-time high plus what seems like institutional support. And then I like putting this here. Workday. Screw Workday. Man, MindTrader's just putting a whole bunch of stuff up. He just charts everything, huh? All right. Workday. Looks like it could be. This is probably a dead cat bounce. Just because look at it. Look at it. Damn. It does this pretty consistently, huh? You gotta take profits or someone will take it from you. May 30th. This is nice. It came down to support. This all look good. All of these charts seem to look quite good. We're retagging previous support areas. I'm gonna keep these up just to see what's going on. Keep a tag, and if the market still continues to rebound, I could buy some. All right, we have Pepe the Frog over here hit our stop loss. I mean, wow. Is this market just going to completely melt, or is it going to find support? If I was gun to the head, I think it continues to go down. We might be finding this area to be a not hold area because BTC just, I mean, it's worse than the lowest it's been all year. How, like, we kind of saw this happening. Kind of sucks that we missed this entire move. This did not transpire, but we had this line over here that once we broke it, it's kind of a wrap. Kind of a wrap. This did not play out. Yeah, I mean, it was this specific line here And well, not even this line. It's the fact that we hit exactly the target that we wanted it to hit. And I don't believe this is a bottom. There's a lot of support that's holding here, but all we need is, and then it's going to 40. We're gonna keep Bitcoin up on this chart. Just kind of ridiculous here. Seething a bit. Yeah, well, this is a Ethereum chart. Is there we go. Where's the tags? Looking for the tags here. Which Ethereum chart do we have that has the tag? I am not even certain. But boom, same kind of deal here. This you don't like diagonal channels. Diagonal lines don't really hold well. It's the horizontals that hold well. This was a prime buying opportunity, going crazy into supply, into demand. Yeah, that was nice. This was the same day that Zcash crashed. It's just like so coincidental that there's news, whatever. Oh, we didn't even talk about Zcash. Holy moly, that's some craziness happened there. It was like a virus. It was an exploit that the developers found off of Zcash. Let's see. Come on now, what are we looking at? We got the we're printing some whites. We're printing some whites here on Ethereum. The previous time it came down heavily, and now that we're printing whites again, maybe it'll it's possible we can get this bounce. Doesn't look like a bottom though. It really doesn't. Holy moly, what has happened in this market? Whew, things just keep happening. And this was the Zcash thing that happened on Friday. It's like Thursday into Friday. Yeah, about that. This was an amazing one. We actually made some money on this on its way down, but not nearly as much as if I was actually paying attention. It's probably over for Zcash, to be honest. Feels like top, almost 3 weeks. It's gonna just maybe something like that. This is done. Something like that, maybe. That could happen, possibly. Yeah, I mean, it's basically a repeat of what we saw before. Blow off top style. But yeah, Zcash not looking too good. I mean, it looks great now. If you played this bounce, you'd be up 75%. Yeah, just gotta pay attention. If you pay attention, you will be rewarded. That's how it works in this thing. Let's see if there is an Ethereum one that's marked out. Yeah, there is. We didn't get up to the 2,500. This is the hindsight obvious, It's pretty hindsight obvious. Like this. This looks basically how it's supposed to happen. It just happened earlier. And if we're following this move, well, not cool. Not cool. Because we're going further downtown, Dan. Maybe it's this quantum thing. They're going to find a narrative somehow, but price always perceives news. That's how it works. That's how it works in this thing. ETH USD. Some craziness. Man, why does this chart always do that? Okay. Yeah, a lot of liquidations. This is a big piece. And we found support within this reversion band. Can we push into if we push into 1900, I believe that would be a bottom. So I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. I believe we're actually going to go down. Crap. Crap because we're in per. Man, we had a blow off on per too. That is quite unfortunate for us. And we should have saw it coming. Look at all this red. Look at all this pink. Every time it pink, it comes back down. I should have listened. Should have listened to my gut here. Over at $12, I really wanted to sell, but I guess we're bag holders now. Yep, that's what it looks like. But it's cool. We'll bag hold. We have enough funds to circulate. That's the most important thing is like you get all your money locked up and now you start considering selling at the worst times. But if you're not worried, that's when the control is flipped, right? Yeah, we actually haven't looked at Rainbow Runner stuff in a while. Probably because it keeps doing this. I don't like it. It's just it makes the chart so messy. Okay, this. Yeah, we got some whites. Pepe looks good on a white bounce. It usually does on a retest and pop. This is nice. I might want to see if this could work. That was a test and drop off of white. Be wary of that. Right? So if we had this bottom, this here's the bottom. Like that, maybe? Hey, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I actually don't hate that at all. What? Imagine. Imagine. So like we don't want to buy down here, even though it might be the bottom on a potential 20% move. We probably could just buy here and get a 15% move, right? Chances are it goes down before it goes up, right? If it does that, then we're good to go. If not, then it'll just go down, which I wouldn't be surprised if it does. So we want this 15% move. I'm going to add a note here. Move. Pretty confident in a bottom if macro looks good. Let's see. I mean, the market's just been very exuberant. Hard to call a top, like a macro top. So I won't. It's more like a short-term drop at the moment. So we'll see. However, the eye test shows that everything is like on support and everything crashes with crypto. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Like the fact that psychologically it feels like that may happen and a lot of people are prepared for it. This might actually be a bottom, but we'll see. So, yeah, that happened. BTC to 61,000. RSI bottom. That's nice. Yeah, there's still some liquidity down here. Probably would start to scale in here. I don't want to catch this knife because it could be a whole cascade. But yeah, hanging by a thread over here. Yeah. All right, we're done with June 9th. Let's go to June 8th. Oh my gosh, there's so many. It just keeps piling up. A lot of these are probably going to be outdated too. But RKT, the best mortgage company in the world, has now bounced off this bottom. I like that. Damn, it's up 7%. I think we need to start buying. What does this line look like? Why the line? Why are we right under this line? Can we move this line? Yeah, that would work. All right. Maybe we found a bottom. Look at these drawn out. Ding, 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 ding. It could be, this could be worth running. This could be worth running up. RKT. The inverse to that would be like down only. But it IPO'd, it looks like 25 bucks. We're well below IPO price. Let's go and ask Gemini 5 reasons why stimulator. Do RKT. All right, I like RKT. We're gonna buy it. That's for sure. The biggest mortgage company in America. Yeah, buying RKT for a potential 80% gain. And then we could maybe even take a leap. The last time this bottom of the top was about 9 months for the whole move. So yeah, maybe we get 6 months out. At 6 months, it was here. Like this move would be better because it's a 3 month. What was the last? What was the other time? It's about 9 months as well. Yeah, fine. 80%, 9 months. Something like that. This looks good. Rocket actually looks super solid. We're gonna go ahead and keep this up here. It actually, absolutely stone cold bottom there. All right, another company I've not heard of, but that doesn't look good. We're just gonna drop it. Goodbye. No one's buying this. Nope. If it pops up on my radar again, maybe. But this looks like it's just gonna be down only. Stop loss on Adobe. Look at that. Adobe. That yeah. This looked like some sort of, that's not what you want to see if you're a Adobe stock shareholder. Yeah. This here is, I mean, it could potentially be a reversal thing, but we're now below this area. Not good for Adobe. She's been down only from the beginning of the year. Yeah, this all-time high, 60-something% all-time high. I wouldn't touch Adobe just because like this is probably fine. I just, you gotta pick and choose which ones you're gonna pay attention to, you know. Link is not holding. This is bad. I mean, the crypto market just looks bad, honestly. Yep, it's terrible. How many times did this get pinged? 1 a.m. 1 a.m. on June 7th on Sunday. Okay. 64. Yeah. Anyone who's trading this is probably gonna get smashed, to be honest. Stop loss on everything. Stop loss is getting hit on everything. Oh boy. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough to be a crypto trader. We just missed this liquidation. Come on. There's just so much liquidations. Yeah. RSI bottom. Bing bing. Wow. Huge. This looks capitulatory. Honestly, down 12% one day. Whoa. Look at all this. Holy moly. What happened to Doge? Doge is just done, huh? We're done with Doge. It's gone forever. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe the whole thing is like everyone who used to own all these meme coins are just selling them now. We gotta get rid of Pepe. Pepe. Support number one. Is this me? Did I write that? I wrote that. This is on June 6th. Support number one. Oh. Oh, this looks like Mind Trader. So support number one hit on April 22nd. April 22nd. Kind of an outlook. This is a view on the markets. Holy crap, this happened. Yeah, we're so done as a whole industry. This is ridiculous. I think it's actually that time it's done. Like this presidency just fucked up everything crypto related, and there's so much stock manipulation. And it's also going to go through the same fate as crypto sooner rather than later. Maybe later. I don't know. Maybe it'll happen later. Maybe it'll happen sooner, but it's going to happen. Sadness. That is sad to see. But what we will have to talk about here is maybe top signal. Uh, the equities. And all right. Uh, that being said, every, every member, every company is going to go for add fuel to the fire. All right. Yeah. Well, we had some whites on this dramatic drop, and now we're on a second move. Let's start with this top here. See how that plays out. Looking at something like this. Essentially. That would bottom us out next year. Oh, or move through August. Just a little crab action here. Crab it up. Market things. I don't mind that. Just put it a little closer so we can get a perspective. Once we get the alert, we'll be able to uh, uh, jump. Yeah, that would be $100 billion worth of market cap that comes back to crypto if that ever happens again. RSI bottom. Ooh, the RSI print is nice. RSI bottom print, huh? What about this one? Yeah, no, that didn't work. This one did. See when else it shows up. This should have been June 3rd. June 3rd and June 6th, 7th. Yeah, scarb. Watch out. Support. Let's get rid of this. I like it when the alerts come in multiple times, just not all of them, hopefully, because it makes the watch list look super long. If they were all one, that's okay, but sometimes you want those special ones that hit you every time, so it annoys you enough to look at your phone. All right, June 4, buy above 400. Yeah, 400 was here. Thing. Like, I think, yeah. Well, June 4. June 4 was after this dump. Nope, it was before the dump. Okay. Smash right through it. Now we're above 400. Interesting. That is a little interesting. Stop loss. 359. Stop loss. Yeah. Oof. Or really took a beating here. Well, I put another 10K in, and that was a little bit inopportune, but that's okay. Like I thought I got it in pretty good. It came back down to about 90s, and I bought it, but the whole market crashed. So what you gonna do? This is nice. This would have been a nice dip buy. Yeah. Again, what was I saying 2 weeks ago? Zcash or moves at the same time. Even though Zcash was the only one with a problem, Or's down, Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, stock market's down. All these news and headlines really mean nothing. All those are just narratives. Price precedes action, precedes news. And if this is similar to last year, Zcash marked the top. Zcash all-time highs marked top, or all-time highs marked top. This could be the freaking top. It feels like it is. Everything at support, it just needs to snap. Everything's at support, just needs to snap. That's not cool, honestly. I'd rather it not be, to be honest. Reasons why this is the top. Repeating all-time high marks. Last year. Now. Everything is at support. A twig that can be snapped easily. That's why. All right. I might have to sell my ore like now. Good thing it was only another 10. We cashed out pretty good, to be honest. I don't completely hate how we played that. There's always opportunity, so there's always opportunity. No worries. We no worries. What is Zig? Oh, whoa. Zig is doing well. Another scam coin. Boom. Buy above and hit targets, huh? Interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna need to take a break. All right, I'm gonna hop off stream now, but I'll probably continue to get through all of these alerts, and yeah, I just gotta refresh a little bit. But this was good. Thanks for tuning in live, Iman. It's real cool to be able to chat with you. Um, hopefully, this Otter AI transcriber is able to summarize the key points that the actionables for the next days to months to weeks, and share what my thought process and ideology is. And yeah, we'll get back on the wagon and hit this hard. You know, we just got to hit 2 or 3 gigantic plays for the year. And at this moment, we are 8 gigantic plays in, and there are still at least 4 more. We're only halfway through the year, so that means we should be able to get 6 to 8 more. That's the hope. Let's do